Alright, you guys know the deal with Luna. It's the total shitcoin that just ended up collapsing through the floor. There is now Luna 2.0, and I'm going to be talking to you about all my thoughts on this coin right here. It is absolutely phenomenal that this coin ended up, obviously the real one went to like $100 or whatever. It crashed massively, and then they published, they made this new one, Luna 2.0, and the fact that people fucking bought this shit, and the fact that it's now seen a subsequent 80% crash is amazing. It truly is a testament to how ridiculously stupid people in the crypto markets are. And I don't care if you bought this coin knowing that you'd sell it quickly afterwards or whatever. This is just obvious gambling, and you're going to be getting the 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗧 scoop on what's going on right now. Now, the thing to keep in mind is that this is a hard fork of a Luna, right? So if you held Luna before, you'll have Luna 2 now. And it's not perfect. You obviously will not have recovered your funds, but what they have done is they've at least given 3 times more Luna tokens to people that were holding before the crash compared to those holding after, and that does help a little bit in terms of balancing out the losses that have happened here. We've got this article right here that covers a little bit more about what's going on with Luna. I'm going to link this down below the like button in the description as well, so go ahead and check that out if you want to read about this. But this video is going to be about the chart, because ladies and gents, this chart here we've had now for 11-12 days, and in its first 9 days it already managed to drop by 84%, right? If we measure this from top down to basically over here, this is a 73% drop that happened in 8 days, and we stretched this a little bit more to its absolute low, and it has dropped by 84% in its first 9 days. It's already basically doomed from the very beginning. Obviously, you saw a little bit of speculation right here, and then just a slow sell-off. And I want to be talking to you about where I think this thing could be going now. Now, the thing is obviously all the speculation that's happened to Luna before, it very well could come back, but I think that's going to require a bull market. I think we're going to need a really bullish market sentiment in order to pull off something like that. Because if you look at the original Luna, we'll just look at the Bitfinex chart to keep this simple. Obviously there was quite a big run up, but this whole run up happened while the market was in quite a healthy place. The market just isn't as optimistic, isn't as happy now as it was before, and so it's going to be harder for anything to rally. Obviously Bitcoin is one of the easiest, most stable, predictable bets that you could make in the crypto space, right? I mean, it's just the safe one that everyone knows makes sense to buy. And even Bitcoin is struggling to rally up, and that's what's going to happen when market sentiment is poor and people are not willing to take on a lot of risk, right? And so you need that kind of environment to pull off moves like this. And so if we bring it back to Luna 2 right here, that definitely, to me, spells some level of disaster for Luna right from the beginning. Because if what we need is a very bullish market where everyone's printing cash basically and feeling super rich in order to see these big moves up to the upside, well, we don't have that right now. And so what Luna has done is, other than the first day where everyone was speculating, thinking that they can get rich quickly again, which is total fucking bullshit, obviously most people have just lost money on this subsequent drop down, is Luna's just slowly been grinding lower pretty much from it's high. I mean, on Bitfinex right here, it got listed on the 28th of May. A few days later, on the 30th, 2 days later only, it ended up peaking at about $12. And let's just take a look at the peak right here. This is not the correct chart, is it? Yeah, this is. So this is the new Luna, but it's using old price history, which is really weird. On this chart right here, take a look at this. No. This is legit. This is legit. You can see the high right here was $20. So it depends on where you're looking. You're going to be getting different highs. Obviously, there just wasn't a lot of liquidity. And so you know, we ended up unfortunately seeing that, yeah, these big swings were happening, you know, just screwing people. And since then, it has entered a little bit of a slow decline. And this is kind of what happens to all altcoins when they reach a certain level. You know, let me show you another one that's coming to mind right now, although there's a million examples of this, but you know, Tron is perhaps a particularly good example. If we zoom out onto quite a large time frame, let's actually look at this on the Binance chart, because that's where we're going to find a little bit more price history. You know, we ended up peaking quite nicely in 2020, and then it's just a slow grind down until the next, you know, rally that isn't very impressive, and then another very slow grind down. XRP is a phenomenal example of this. Let's take a look at XRP on Bittrex, where you're going to get a very, very good idea of what this looks like. If I ignore what happens right here and just show you the chart from XRP's first major rally in January of 2018. This was when the first this is when the 2017 bull market ended for Bitcoin, when Bitcoin reached $20,000. You can see quite clearly here that XRP was just on a mission to grind lower, you know, and it did so very, very slowly. I mean, it was quite an abysmal chart for a very, very long time. I mean, you know, when we're looking at this with the gift of hindsight, this really doesn't look that bad at all, but I want you guys to understand that from this high down to just this low right here was 200 days, okay? Like that is 7 months, basically, that the price was just slowly grinding lower. And then, of course, it ends up stabilizing, giving people some hope that actually this might be the bottom and we're going to rally up, but then it just drops even lower and lower and lower. And a lot of coins fall into these patterns when markets are not in bull markets anymore, right? XRP fell into this pattern precisely because the whole crypto market in general wasn't in a bull market anymore. And if that's the case, I've got very low battery life, so I need to check where I'm at. This is not going to be a long video. The general problem that you run into in these kind of situations is that because the market is so dry, the coin that you want to see rising up, which in this case is Luna, is going to perform very, very badly. And there's just not much more to it other than that. I mean, I wish I could sugarcoat this a little bit more and tell you guys that this might end up playing out differently, but right here on the logarithmic chart, this puts everything into perspective. It's already slid right down to basically right where Luna 2 ended up trading at the very beginning, and that, you know, to me is a key representation of how we were basically already at the opening price now. People are just not happy or optimistic with what's going on in these markets, and you can't expect that to return anytime soon. You know, I think that even if Bitcoin is able to rally up massively by thousands of dollars, you know, there's going to be a lot of trust that needs to be rebuilt by Do Kwon and just the team and the community in general. I mean, you know, when something's been hit this hard, I think it's going to be really hard to earn that trust back, to be quite honest with you guys, and especially not with market sentiment like this. And so what we're seeing right now is just really nice, actually really, really nice price action, where Luna is responding quite well to old areas of old areas of support, turning into new areas of resistance, right? Look at how beautiful this is. You can actually trade this on leverage. I don't know about on Bybit, but you can do it on Binance. Obviously, I don't use Binance and I don't like Binance at all, but it's available there if you're curious about it. And this to me is absolutely beautiful. I mean, seeing these support hits turning into rejection hits is absolutely phenomenal. It's been happening pretty much the whole way down from what I'm seeing right here. If we zoom in even further, we've got the most recent example of that happening at the $3.32 level. And so, you know, Luna has a few key levels that it can reclaim. This is the thing that I was talking about with Bitcoin as well. If you managed to watch that recent video, make sure you smash up the likes and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, because you would have missed it if you haven't done those things. But I was talking about how Bitcoin now basically just needs to break some of these resistance levels in order to rise up. Luna is on a similar potential path, and if it is able to rise up, you know, we could be looking at it rising, you know, quite far, because it just doesn't have a lot of resistance. It hasn't really traded here for very long, but realistically, I don't know how much we can aim for. I don't know how much we can hope for in that direction, because this performance has been so bad already, and we're not even in a good market sentiment right now. So unfortunately, that's all I've got time for today, because I am about to run out of battery. I'm literally at 1%, but I don't need to say more than this. This is a total shit coin. It's died already. Its reincarnation has died already, and we're in a bear market. Ladies and gents, get fucking real. You know, that if you're still paying attention to stuff like this, you are just gambling, you are just living off pipe dreams. If that's you, you do you, but you already know the deal. This channel is not for you. We're trying to stay much more realistic. And if you've appreciated this video, if you found it useful in any way whatsoever, do me a favor and smash up those likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff, and hopefully my laptop's not going to die before I upload this. All right, have a good one. Bye-bye.